voice of the Republic. This is Ed.
And this is Carl.
Welcome back.
Waving for the camera.
Everyone. Welcome back. And we're talking about the worst of the expanded universe of Star Wars tonight.
Mm-hmm. But we've had our fill. We've talked about as much as we could talk, to be honest with you. I'm done with it. So let's open.
I'm kind of nauseous, frankly.
Yeah, let's you know, third degree burns are best taken in shifts, as Scooter from Borderlands would say. So why don't we let someone else pick up the toxic load here and do some talking?
That sounds pretty good to me, my friend. I think it's time for Republicomms.
Yeah. It's great because that's actually Clint Michigan, who you might know is a long-time listener of the show. We've been using his old Republicom theme for a long time, and he's come back and he's listening again. He's like, "Oh my God, you guys are still using this? Let me make you up something a little bit shorter, something new here that doesn't revolve around George Lucas's neck fat making you angry." So thank you very much, Clint, for the updated Republicom theme. So.
Yeah, I still love the old ones to death, but this nice and short, in and out, love it. It's great. Yeah. And he also has sent us 2 great voicemails himself. So
yeah, it looks like he sent one that's supposed to be last week's, missed the time. So we got 2 for you this week.
Yeah, double hit. It's a Clint Michigan twofer. Little clicky. I don't know if you can hear that.
Hello there. This is Clint from the state of Michigan. You may remember me as Clint from Michigan. So while I know this is no longer strictly a Star Wars podcast, I know you still talk about it now and then, and I haven't heard any of your episodes. This may have been discussed already, so feel free to stop and dispose of this recording at your leisure. First off, I have to say that Episode 1 is my favorite of the prequels.
But
a statement like that naturally requires explanation, so here goes. It's not entirely because of the movie itself. Revenge of the Sith is probably the better movie as far as movies go, though not by much, it's still shit. The reason Phantom Menace remains my favorite is because I'm a very nostalgic person, so whenever I watch the film or look at any of the merchandise, I still have those feelings of excitement and anticipation I had back in '97. I'm sure most of us remember waiting 40 minutes over a dial-up connection for that 20-second teaser trailer that really showed us nothing and being totally worth it. My meager high school monies to buy as much Phantom Menace bullshit as I could before I even saw the movie. I was on the internet looking at spoilers and whatever I could find. And it was an exciting time to be a fan of Star Wars, and I will always look back fondly on that film. And the Phantom Edit certainly helps. So my actual point is, with Episode 7 coming up, I don't feel any of that. I mean, I'm much older, I'm married, I got a kid, blah, 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 blah. That contributes, but I'm still the same dork inside, and I get super hyped about stuff. And I still love the wars. But the new movies, I'm interested, but I'm not going, squeeze Star Wars! JJ is hit or miss with me, and I think he'll do a decent job, and I'm certainly happy that George isn't writing dialogue. But I'm still not super duper hyped. Maybe it's too early to tell and all that shit, but so it could change. So I call myself cautiously optimistic rather than pumped up. Am I overthinking this? Am I the only one that feels this way about Episode 1? I'm interested in your thoughts. Thanks, dudes. So keep being wait, are you still dicks?
Yes, we are.
Dick? Do I do a mouth explosion? What's happening?
Yeah, I mean, I understand exactly where he's coming from, and I think he kind of hit on part of my answer in his leading up to the question, was there was a big, huge hype machine for Phantom Menace. It was years before the movie came out that they were hyping it up. You had people making fake trailers, because I don't know if you remember, like, but like there's a bunch of fake trailers with all the rumored casts in it.
I was thinking about fake trailers.
Yeah, there's so many fake trailers, and people taking like some of the battle scenes from Braveheart and putting lightsabers in over their swords and doing stuff like. Yeah, it's like, and some of it was really good that you couldn't tell until you like really broke it down. But I just don't think that there's nothing to get excited over yet. It's all just like rumors, like so-and-so's attached to write it, so-and-so's directing it, they might have this person. I think once we see that first teaser, maybe some of the first production stills, like some makeup tests and stuff like that, I think you're going to get more excited. I think it's just that right now there's nothing excited to get over because it's mainly just rumors. And, the movie that they were talking about filming last year isn't even the same movie anymore. They've gotten rid of the writer. They have like a new script and everything. So, yeah, there's just not anything to get excited over just yet. Maybe it'll change once we get some content, though. So. Right.
It is absolutely just all rumor and all speculation and reposting of rumors and speculation. So, yeah, I'm with Carl. Us, we got burned out on Star Wars and everything else, but I'm as excited as you can be at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, cautiously optimistic, but probably a little more excited than you are. I've got really high hopes, not like the return of George Lucas, the resurrection of the Savior type hopes, but I just think, like I tell everyone else, you can't do worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. So I'm interested to see what Clint has to say. Like I said, once the first trailer or two comes out and we start getting some facts, and we start seeing some of the special effects and some of the makeups and some of the characters. And because I know there's going to be that moment the first time that you see like Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and Mark Hamill all in character together, like for the first new content in like decades. Like that moment is going to be something really strong, I think, for everyone.
Yeah.
Even if it sucks, it's going to be like something super powerful for people who are going to like. I'm actually getting goosebumps kind of talking about it.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be the moment. Like once you see that, I think that's going to be like and you're going to see a lot of people getting verklempt over it. And like, I can't handle it. So.
Oh, as soon it won't have the 20th Century Fox thing. Even at the beginning of the trailer, I believe it'll have Lucasfilm. But as soon as that's going to be like a ramp up. But as soon as it says a long time ago, even in the trailer, that's going to be just like the nipples come out, and I'm going to be like, I'm not going to be sitting there like, really? What have you got, JJ? Come on, what do you got?
Yeah.
What do you got? Really?
Because you're definitely not going to have a good time going in with that attitude.
Right.
And there's no reason to have that attitude. I know a lot of people are poo-pooing over the fact that Disney is like the producers and the distributors and stuff now, but give it a chance. They don't want to lose money, so they're going to try their best.
Exactly. They're the entertainment business, and if you're not having a good time, they're not having a good time.
Exactly.
So
we got another message from Clint, right?
You betcha. He weighs in on the expanded universe.
Hello there. This is Clint from Michigan. On the Facebook, I stated that through the audiobooks I had consumed almost all of the Star Wars Expanded Universe novels, which is true. And if you're going to do it, I recommend doing it that way. The production value is actually pretty good. So I figured that between you, the hosts, and the other listeners, anything that I could say would probably be covered as far as the worst shit. There's Isla Miri, Grand Admiral Thrawn, flow walking, which is psychic force time travel, really. So I thought I'd take a different approach and go the overarching problem, which I think is this, is all the books that happen post-Return of the Jedi happen one right after another, and it's the constant battle, conflict, killing, destruction, over and over and over again, never ending. Kill, explode, blow up, lasers, Yuuzhan bullshit, everything else. And I think the problem is that it cheapens what our fearless heroes did in the original trilogy of ending the evil galactic empire as just another in a string of constant conflicts. There's no break. So I think that is a large problem. So hopefully episode 7, when that comes around, maybe there'll be not having been fighting for the last 50 years or whatever. And now from the I did not make this up, I shit you not files, first of 95's ambush at Corellia, we meet Thrackin Sal Solo.
Sal?
Han Solo's cousin, who looks exactly like him, except he has a beard and he's fucking evil. Seriously. For and by adults. Suck my balls.
That's like every 80s convention where they have the evil version of the actor that plays the main character, like evil Michael Knight, and he's just like, goatee.
Yeah. And that's also another great point that he raised was it'd be nice if they take a moment to say, like, oh, after Return of the Jedi, things settled down and things started to get good. And, like, so now everyone has stuff to lose. Because he's right. There's never a point where it's like, oh, the Republic is strong again. No, it's like, oh, we're barely holding it together. Oh, shit, what's happening today now? It's
exactly.
Like, let them find their feet and then let them take on this new adventure.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like you said, they have something to lose, which is really important. And I know where it comes from. The money is in the wars part of Star Wars. Nobody's into Star Peace or the political drama of the New Republic. Boring. Lucas tried that. Guess what? Of the prequels, that's like the most boring part. Come on. Trade disputes.
But I think it can be done well, because look at Republic Commando. There's a big chunk of politics that's addressed in Republic Commando books.
Sure.
But they still have action in there. It's like it might not be a war. It might be like, a black ops. They might be going in to infiltrate and take out this one person, or they might be trying to do this. It doesn't have to be a full-scale war, and that's another problem with Star Wars in general. And going back to like I said with the fan services, not everything has to be huge. Not everyone has to have a big, like, I'm an exiled emperor. You're like, no, he's just a dude that gets caught up in something. That's Luke's story. That is Luke's story. Luke is a farm boy that gets caught up into something bigger than what he is.
Exactly.
He wasn't like some big, like, he didn't even know that he was the son of a Jedi or any of this stuff. He didn't know what he was doing. It's like his story was just a farm boy. He wasn't anything special. And then you find out later on he is, but but that's your in. That's like you relate to Luke because he is that naive farm boy. So
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, good call. Good call. Brilliant. Let's do it.
Clinton bringing it. Like he never left.
That's right. Welcome back. Don't go anywhere. Who else we got? Oh, we got a mystery caller again. We don't screen the calls. Don't take advantage of that, but I'm just saying.
I think this is Josh, but we'll see.
Yeah, could be. Let's go to 909. Huh.
Hey guys, it's Joshika reporting in.
Joshika!
Say, great episode last week. Really got me thinking about wrestling. So, never was really into it, but whatever. But to this week's episode, gotta say the 3 things that I hate that the EU's done. First is Darth Maul and robot pants would be number 1. Just because it makes the whole thing. I keep playing it over in my head and I can't figure out how it would work. He got cut in half and fell down a big giant tube, and then he would have had to escape and get off the planet, which makes absolutely no sense. So, yeah. And the second would be the way they killed Chewie in the Yuuzhan Vong books. Whole thing is that Chewie, I always imagined if he was gonna die at all, he would die like protecting Han Solo, or Princess Leia or something like that. But just like getting left behind seems really lame. And yeah, the third thing would actually have to be the overall execution of how they used the Yuuzhan Vong. Never really liked them that much. They were kind of interesting when I got into the first book, and it was Vector Prime. but the overall, the way they play them out as somebody who can't be affected by the Force at all, just doesn't. Well, we know that some creatures in the galaxy aren't affected by the Force, such as Jabba the Hutt. But yeah, the way they just make it to where basically they're the invincible army, and then yet it's like similar to Thrawn, except for the way Timothy Zahn plays Thrawn wasn't as bad. But yeah, the overall Yusuf Vong thing, it's a load of crap. And they had to bring it, finish. They killed this, end that war. Then they bring up the whole Hive War thing, which is retarded. Like, do they really need to invade the galaxy every single chance they get?
Just like Clint said.
Somebody getting invaded. Well, that's all for this week. Again, guys, see you guys on the Facebook page. And yeah. All right, Josh Cow reporting. Over and out.
Yeah, you kind of hit on stuff that we've been saying pretty much the entire week. A lot of the same problems, and it's pretty clear that everyone sees them, and a lot of us even buy into it and keep on going back. But there's definitely problems with the franchise in that regards. So.
Yeah, but it's cool that I feel good that we're not prompting these calls. Again, we don't screen them. We don't tell everybody what to say. And we've got a lot of new listeners, so it's not like they're just blind followers. But I'm so happy that we're not alone in this. That we're not we aren't just the dicks preaching from on high. But
and they have such a wide range of people too, because I'll have my mom say like, "Oh, I totally heard your episode. I agree with everything you said." You'll have people like Josh, who's like 18. He's just becoming a man. And he grew up with this stuff. He agrees with us. We have people like Clint and Jamie. People have been around the block a few times. They agree, And I'm not saying that you can't enjoy this stuff. If it makes you happy, knock yourself out. Like edit Wikipedia every day. Go in there. Every little thing that you find, every little morsel you find in an EU book, feel free to add it in there. But that's not the sort of stuff that I enjoy. And I'm happy that sometimes Star Wars will reach into where I enjoy stuff to be, but I've gotten to the point now that I just don't expect it, and I'm pleasantly surprised when it works out. So.
Same here. It's a very happy surprise.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Thanks, Joshika, and we'll see you on the Facebook.
Okay.
So that comes down to next call from Mr. Jim Goff, the third.
Hey guys, it's Jim. I don't have a top 3 gripes. There's not a whole lot of the extended universe that I've written. I wrote on the board that I started reading Heir of the Empire and I got to Force Pets and I fucking closed the book and didn't go back. But there's one major thing that I just have to get off my chest. I know that Ed has griped about this before too, but let it go. Boba Fett is dead. He died.
Hey!
We saw him go into the Sarlacc. George Lucas put in a beak so that it was very clear that there was no way that he's going to be able to escape. He died. He was eaten. And not only did he die, he went out like a bitch. Han Solo barely could see anything, and he's like, "Oh, Boba Fett, where?" Ooh, like a cartoon, and then like a cartoon character. He hit his stupid jetpack from the Rocketeer. His Rock'em Sock'em jetpack, flying in comically into the thing, into the Sarlacc, dead, gone. Because Boba Fett wasn't that cool. I mean, his design was pretty decent, but the only reason that people even got interested in him was all of the hype. He was designed for a cartoon, and then people were like, "Oh, who's this Boba Fett character they're adding?" And then the hype just rolled on into itself, and then Lucas, hilariously, not understanding the things that people like about their character, went, "Well, wouldn't it be funny if you just fell in like a bitch?" He's dead. He died. Let it go.
Yeah. It's really funny because all these voicemails are kind of lining up with our discussion, like from the previous episodes. So it's all kind of working.
Yeah, I was expecting some different things. Like we said, there's so much to choose from. in the EU to dislike. But,
And and most of the stuff we didn't even talk about. I think Death Troopers was the thing that came up the most, on the Facebook page, and not even a single person said anything about that. So.
yeah. I don't know if they expected us to have that in our top threes, but.
Well, I did say that I was taking that entire thread and submitting it as one of my choices. So.
Yeah.
They might have gotten the point there.
Yeah.
But, all right, you want to go ahead and move on? We got some emails. We got all the voicemails out of the way now.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. The first email is from Mr. James Why Not? DC inker. So got some clout.
Yeah.
Vorons. Cool. You want to take turns? Want to pick one?
You go ahead and read them because I'm getting a little bit of feedback on my end. So.
Very good. All right. Per tradition, who should I read this as?
I'll tell you what, we're running short on time, so why don't we just read
You got it. I'll just read it as James Why Not?
That's right.
Hello, boys. Wrestling, who gives a shit? Unless it's lovely ladies mud wrestling. Honestly, at one point I was a fan, since I watched wrestling during the Attitude Era. And oh fuck, you could tell that this shit was super popular when I was a young man living in the Northeast in the 2000s. For example, my school had a rule that students were not allowed to do DX crotch chops, no power bombs in the classroom, and no asking your teacher if she or he could smell what you were cooking. I guess because of unlawful rules, my parents moved to South Florida where anything goes and you could power bomb the student next to you, give elbow drops here and there, and end a conflict with your teacher by calling him a jabroni. May the force be with that ass. Viva la why not?
Yeah, that's the thing, is wrestling was super popular when I was like early teens, late teens. It was just everywhere, and you had The Rock on Saturday Night Live. Stone Cold Steve Austin was on every talk show. He was on ESPN. Like Mike Tyson was doing the crossover thing, where he was joining DX and all that crazy stuff. It was really a prime time for pro wrestling, and I don't think it was really ever any more popular than that point when you had the Monday Night Wars with Monday Night Nitro with WCW and Raw with WWF. So it's just everyone watched pro wrestling. It was just understood.
Everybody knew what to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It ebbs and flows, but yeah, that was definitely a big deal. That was a big time.
Mm-hmm.
Even I caught it once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard not to, because like I said, they were everywhere, and especially with some of the stuff like The Rock and Steve Austin. It was just good entertainment. So.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
It's The Rock. It's The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks a lot, James. Good to hear from you. Then we move on to sort of another James, Jamie Baca.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna read it. Jamie says, "Hey guys, sorry this is an email this week. Here's my top 3 shittest EU ideas. Number 3, there's simply too fucking much of it. Seriously. When the first Thrawn book came out in 1991, it was touted as being the official continuation of the saga and the first of the sequel trilogy, meaning 3 books, not 300 of them. Myself and my friends took Heir to the Empire as being Episode 7, and the other 2 upcoming books were likely to be the last of the main Star Wars story or whatever. This explains still to this day why stupid fans are so delusionally in love with them. Very much like your average prequel apologist. Number 2, that Maul-tattooed Twi'lek Sith whore. I don't know what comic she's from, and I don't want to. Star Wars Legacy.
Yeah.
Kate Skywalker. I just get pissed thinking about it. And number 1, zombie stormtroopers. Fuck off! Thanks, Jamie.
Yeah, I agree with all that.
Yeah, the only thing, oh my god, this is almost the pinnacle for me. because now I'm studying a bit more of the Yuzhong Vong. You know, you just keep everybody feels so robbed, not just by Boba Fett's death, but by the really cut short life of the greatest villain on film ever, Darth Maul. So they keep trying to bring him back and just force him into new situations, like Robot Pants or Sauvage Opress on the Clone Wars, and then later they just like took that tattoo thing and guess what? Now it's a Sith jam. Now the Sith do it. And then after the Yuzhong Vong War, the Sith are now in charge of the Empire, I guess, but like outright, there's no secret shit. And one of the main villains is a Sith warrior who is like in this, you know, 80s hot leather thing, you know, with her boobs almost hanging out, thigh-high boots, and just red and black tattoos all over her shit.
Yeah.
And do you think that qualifies as good Star Wars storytelling? That's what you're telling me. That's what it means? Okay.
It's just cheesy, lowest common denominator crap. So.
It is. She's a fucking trucker mudflap. That's what she is.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible. Ugh. But good points on all three, Jamie. And thanks for writing in.
Yeah. And if you would like to write in like Jamie Baca, or if you'd like to call in like Clint, Michigan, you can always reach us on the Republicom.
Hey, Republicom, don't cough on it. You only have 2 minutes when you call 407-409-8749. And we also have a email service, which you can use. Service. I keep saying service. It is a service. And that's voiceofrep@gmail.com. So feel free to write us or send us photos or drawings or pictures of your toys or your cat doing funny shit and MP3s, just like Clint. High quality. You don't need music. You don't need to. I mean, it just sounds nicer. And all these links and links to Facebook can be found at www.vorradio.com.
That is correct.
Yes. So we will not be back next week, even though it is a weekly show. And so, you know, y'all can just hang out and just keep talking about wrestling in EU. And what if there was wrestling in the EU? That's cool.
Yeah, we will still be around the Facebook. Yeah. So you can still get in touch with us and everything. It's just that with the holidays and everything, we don't know what our families are doing. So we're just not recording.
Right. But yeah, feel free also if you want to just even respond to a show, new or old. We still want to hear about it. That's totally cool. But we will be back on the 27th to record on the 27th, and we'll be talking about tabletop games.
Yes. Sorry, I have nothing else to add. That is correct.
Succinct. Right. So we're talking D&D, card games. People who are making their own games. We're talking about professional players. We're talking about retail. We're talking about games that I thought, you know, I left behind in high school. But no, it's still live, it's well, and we're going to shine a light on that next week. Voice of the Republic. 2 weeks on Voice of the Republic.
Yes. Everything from Monopoly to Settlers of Catan.
Yeah. Huge game. I think there's a Battlestar Galactica spin-off of that one, too.
I know Battlestar has its own board game that's supposed to be really, really good. So I haven't played it yet, though. Because I don't have friends.
Well, that helps.
The funny thing is, whenever I do actually see my friends, it seems like we almost always play board games. It's even when I came up for C2E2, we played Last Night on Earth.
Yeah.
Because that was the zombie one, right? Last Night on Earth?
Oh, it's just called Zombies.
Oh, Zombies. Because there's two of them. There's Last Night on Earth, and then there's the other one. So we played Zombies.
See, I just admitted to that name because I thought I passed out and forgot about it. And I'm like, oh, what else happened that night? There was a lot of beer and Mexican food. Cool.
I treated it like our last night on Earth, Ed. You might be walking a little funny tonight.
Hey, when a body finds a body. Well, shit, that's all we got for this episode of Voice of the Republic. So, see you guys in 2 weeks, and until then, may the Force
be with. El Generico.
Ole! Ole!